Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. All Things Middle-earth here with a first look video at the Tier 2 Elven Commander Elrohir. We're going to basically break down everything we have available from his kit so far and speculate about how useful we think this character will end up being. So stay tuned, that's coming up in just 1 second. Okay, in no particular order, we're just going to go down the line here and look at the different items and the things about Elrohir, looking at his skills, the respect items, and so on and so forth. So let's go ahead and just jump in here. First off, we have the Strong Rope as a new item needed to recruit Elrohir. This is kind of unfortunate because it just means that there's no chance that anybody would have had anything already to recruit him, which makes sense from a money-making standpoint. But the more new items they keep adding, it just means you have to spend money to unlock these characters. There's no chance that you would have had anything saved up. So hopefully over time, if there are more and more commanders added, we see more overlapping so that maybe people have more choice as we move forward. But for now, it's a brand new item, the Strong Rope. You're going to have to get out of the Matham chests. Then looking at his kit, we have the Balanced ability here, which is pretty standard, unlocks level 20. You're going to get 25 might, 25 focus, 25 speed, and 2 skill points once Elrohir reaches level 20. So solid one there. And then we have 86 strength, 85 focus, and 71 speed. Now, I don't know what the per level values are because I don't have them unlocked yet. We're going to see about if we can get him on stream tomorrow, but it's all dependent on how much we spend and if we just get good RNG or not. And unfortunately, we seem to get bad RNG sometimes. So it looks like he's going to be heavier or at least even on the might and focus, with speed being a little bit lower, which honestly I'm kind of okay with. So we'll see how that ends up turning out, what the per level effect is to see how high we can get these values. But that is the stat levels for him, at least starting out. Then for his respect 10 item, I know it's probably going to be a long time before people get this guy to respect 10, but hey, who knows? Maybe this is someone's favorite character, and as soon as he's out, they're going to wail out at him. But for Elrohir, we have the Amladdress Quiver, which is going to give focus and speed to the commander, starting at 8 and 4 respectively. And then for the entire army, you get attack, defense, and HP for elves, men, and dwarves respectively. So the elves are going to get attack, the men are going to get defense, and dwarves are going to get HP. And as you're going to see, both these new characters that come out kind of have some interesting specific unit type of builds. As you see, there's elves, men, and dwarves doing different things here. So we'll get into that in just a second, and I'll explain what I mean by that. But again, I think it looks okay. This doesn't like jump out at me as being something that's gonna be crazy, like, you know, immediately wail on it. It's gonna make this character broken. And then we have Homeland Guardians for the effect here, which is for allied units. Different races gain the following effects in sequence. Elves are gonna get extra damage dealt, starting at 3%. Men are gonna get damage reduction, and dwarves are gonna get madness immunity. So the madness immunity is pretty nice, especially if you're coming up against specific commanders that really rely on that madness. So there could be certain builds with him where, depending on what troops you have and how you shuffle around the skills, he could have some pretty interesting things there. But it's kind of one of those things that I worry is it's going to be too spread out. It's focusing on too many things that it won't be just like really good at one thing. We'll see once we get him in game and kind of get some reports from people. But I'm nervous that they've spread him a little bit too thin, kind of the jack of all trades. So we'll see with that. But that is the Amladdress Quiver. And then looking at the skills, we actually predicted these right in our video yesterday. It came out looking at the predictions for this. We predicted he was going to keep Grey Company and half Elven like his twin brother, which is what happened. So we have Grey Company here with reinforcement and flanking, and then half Elven with boon and coalition. So the new skills that he have, they're not new skills, at least this one is not. So we have War Chant. I think it's similar to like Merry and Pippin have this. There might be another one if I'm not mistaken, but it's all allied units are going to deal extra damage, and it reduces 1/3 or 1/4 maxed out every round. So it's not a bad one, honestly. It's kind of that early game jump, which can give you the advantage in a lot of battles. And then we have the healing there with those, the relief and level-headed. And then at the R5, we have loyal followers. So all allied units are going to deal an extra % damage, and they're going to have an additional damage dealt for each allied man, elf, or dwarf unit type present. So they're really wanting you to take in a different variety. If you take in elves, men, and dwarves, you're going to get the most from loyal followers here, with a max level effect of might 15. And then up here we have controlled madness. It is allied units subject to madness are going to receive 5.7% less damage. This is at level 1, so that's gonna go up 7 times. So again, it seems like there are a few things with like the dwarves having the madness deal on this R10 item that maybe this is meant to be a slight madness counter, but it's not like madness is something just running rampant on every evil commander. So I feel like this is looking very situational, and again, when it's so situational like that, you don't know who you're going up against. It's just hard to make that work. So I'm a little bit nervous about that. And then lastly, we have shield training, which is for ranged units. They're going to receive less damage. So those are the skill builds for Elrohir. Again, he has a lot of healing skills, so I'm interested to see what different compositions we can come up with, because he's got relief, he's got level-headed, he has reinforcement, and he has boon. And so those are all healing, damage reduction type of things like that. You have some damage reduction here on shield training. Again, so it'll be interesting to see if having that extra healing makes him at least a good utility character, because sometimes even if characters aren't amazing at PvE or PvP, if they have enough healing, it can be really viable for things like Heart of a Hero every weekend, or just, you know, early game, having that healing can help you lose less troops so you can do more in the early game. That can be really helpful as well. But we're just going to have to see how that turns out, because, again, there's no way for us to test these out without wailing out. Unless you spend hundreds and hundreds, you're not going to guarantee it. So I'm hoping that on stream tomorrow we get this guy unlocked and can start looking at him in more detail. But, again, let me know in the comments down below what you think of Elrohir. If you're surprised, I'm not really surprised by the skills that he had. You know, he's very similar to his twin brother, Eladin, we already have in the game. But getting the war chant ability, I think, is interesting. And loyal followers, again, wanting, it seems, to have the players using a number of different race types in the army compositions. So maybe there's going to be a good build where you're using a really powerful and tanky dwarven type with some high DPS units. I'm not sure, but I'd be very interested to see what you all think in the comments below. So let me know. And if you're interested in checking out his counterpart that was just released, that's going to be linked up in the top right, coming out at this exact same time. So check out the brand new tier 2 evil Nazgul commander we have if you would like to do so. But that's going to do it for me today, and I'll see you all in the next one.